I really like casting, and I think it's very important. It's sometimes a little bit underrated, because if you do that well as a director, your job on set becomes so much easier. If you're able to find the right people, both for crew and cast, they deliver all the work. The only thing you have to do on set is kind of make sure they do it the way you thought it, the way you imagined it. So we did extensive castings, especially for the main character, the young guy.
Okay.
And of course, we have a lot of young people, so they won't have a lot of experience. The older actors, old, well, they're also young, but I say older now, they of course are more experienced actors. They were just professional actors. We didn't do castings. I knew them from other films or television, and we just asked them. And they are willing to do that on a low budget as well, because they like it. It's only a few days. These two actors, the husband and the wife, they were only there for 2 days and can get that done. But the younger ones, you have to cast more extensively and make the right choices, because as you say, they're not that experienced. So for the main character, we did a casting with 30 young actors. A first round, we wrote specific scenes that are not from the film for the first round. All 30 had to do these. All 30 had to do these scenes. Then we picked 5 for a second round to do scenes from the script, and then we cast this young actor. We follow his day, so he was very important. So you can't take that too easily.
Wow.
A few days.
Okay.
Yeah, and then a second round is another day, but that's all worth it. And of course, you record all of that, and then the writer and the producer, they want to look at all the tapes and talk about it. But that's fun. I mean, that it's just so much fun to do that it's all worth it.
Right. No, that's amazing. That's great to hear.
I'm working on 2 projects simultaneously. One is the little bit older one that I was working on during COVID that we're trying to restart, which is supposed to be shot in the US, actually, in the Southwest, about a Dutch cyclist who's doing a tour from the East Coast to the West Coast with a group of other Dutch people.
Okay, wow.
And then he ends up, he quits his trip and ends up in a southwestern border town near the Mexican border, falls in love there, and then all kinds of things go wrong. It's really a border town film.
Okay, wow.
So I took that from my own experience. After high school, I lived in Texas for a while in a town like that. So a lot of it's not autobiographical at all, but a lot of the smaller experiences of myself and other people are in the script.
Okay.
I would love to do that film. So it would have a Dutch main character, and all the other people would be either Americans or Mexican Americans. That would be great, but we would have to co-finance with the United States, which is just not that easy from Europe, but okay, we're working on it.
Right. Okay. Wow.
The other one is really one that is in the Netherlands or Belgium, so that's here in Europe, and that is a little. It's not really a sequel to this at a glance. It's a feature film also, but it is about. It kind of follows up on in At a Glance. I don't know if you've noticed at the end of the film, big spoiler now, the police comes in, the pizza guy leaves, and then she's just standing there, and then the police is going to arrest her husband, and she looks at her husband. And when we were editing, I thought, okay, but for her, this is not the end, this is actually the beginning.
Yeah.
Because now her life starts all over, and right. Now what? Yeah. So her life in that big house and with all the money they probably have, and the Jaguar that is parked up front, and everything will be gone. Now what? And what happens after is more or less well, it's actually a completely different story about Ukrainian sailors and all of that. It's also a film that plays. Also, it's a film that plays in a harbor town. But I came to that idea from that specific moment in At a Glance, because I thought, okay, yeah, well, what if your life restarts at 40, completely from scratch?
Okay.
And I wanted to do a film about that. So that's the other thing we're working on, and both
Interesting.
mainly writing. So I'm writing a lot these days.